because they did a good job.
Some people don't
Well,
do a good
here's
job.
the-
With you,
Go
they
ahead.
say-
You get
here's the
wait a
deal.
minute. You get the final word, Mr.
Well, it's hard to get any word in with this clown.
Sir,
with $1 billion, if you don't
That
get rid of
is
the press,
absolutely- you know what, you're- wait,
not
stop.
you're on
true.
tape doing it.
You're going to
You're on
have
tape.
True.
Gentlemen.
Is
I hate to raise
Chris,
my voice,
he's
but I
on
see it seems
tape.
to be. Why should
a lot more going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
So-
Mr. President?
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. 47 years, you've done
Let's
nothing.
add this.
Welcome to another episode of Bridging the Gap podcast. This is JR alongside SKUM Bar. SKUM,
Yeah.
how go on?
There, no, there. I go on 1-2, yeah.
Why, there's a few things in the news, I don't know. We can't start off with the hot topic, the debate, the presidential debate last night, the debacle. Because that's what we need to call it, not a debate, a debacle.
Yeah.
What are your views?
It was an unfortunate sighting, as far as I'm concerned. I guess some people might call it entertaining, but for a presidential debate, I was expecting a lot more, especially a first world country, so to speak, United States of America, and it would appear to me as though the president himself was trying to ruffle up, bad up. I don't know what way to put it more than being a bully to the very moderator as well as a challenger. So I don't really think that it was anything of a debate. And I guess, based on I gather the previous comments that was made by another bridge that said that he was bridging the gap. It was like children in the back playing marbles and fighting over elastic bands. So I think it was nowhere near presidential, nowhere near even to call it a debate.
And that bridge that you're referring to is our special guest that we had in the previous episode. If you didn't catch
was in
that
his
one,
colours.
if you didn't catch that episode, you need to go catch part one with Clinton. But you said that President Trump was being a bully. A lot of his supporters are saying that the former Vice President Joe Biden was, stuttering. He wasn't 100% coherent a lot of times, and as a result, could it be because of his age, or he's just out of touch with what's happening? At least that is the impression that is being put forward.
So not everybody speak on the same level. Not everybody is going to be fluent at the same level. So I gather and I do critique Biden on the basis that he sometimes stutter, yes, but then if allowed, you could actually hear what he's saying. But also, based on the badgering from the president again, and the constant disruption, I think that also would have affected his delivery, and to some extent also played to Biden's advantage, because there were some questions that Biden was trying to avoid, and based on the constant interruption, it was not clear whether or not he was really avoiding it, or it was just that he was allowing Trump to continue being Donald Trump that he is.
I hear you, but also, and I don't want to diminish that little point the point that you're trying to make, that he was being attacked, so in trying to defend himself, he probably was he got flustered. But then, is that a sign of poor leadership? That when come under pressure, he doesn't handle being pressured well?
I couldn't say that it's a sign of poor leadership. One, because it's a debate and the moderator is a person that should have control over the stage, and obviously the participation of both the president
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the vice president.
but
So I
as
can't say it's a
president,
sign of
as
I can't say it's a
president,
sign of poor leadership,
as
call it.
president of the United States, if Joe Biden wins, he's going to be faced with even greater pressure
If
and
for-
put under more, pressures, whether we're going to go at certain stuff, and there's going to be people in one set of people in his ears, another set of people who's for and another set who's against.
All right, so
This is where
us
you
just,
need to be able to filter out and even be more resolute and firm in your delivery,
So
no?
let's just get this a little bit categorized properly again. So this is not Joe Biden, already president, and dealing with a phone call where somebody is being rude. This is not Joe Biden in a meeting with other head of states and they are putting across points that he is obviously not in agreement with or would be to the detriment or not in line with what the American people need.
But it is likely to
But
happen.
this is in relation to a debate where both sides of the fence, meaning Republican as well as Democratic, would have come together and said, these are the rules we'll be abiding by. 2 minutes for you, 2 minutes for me. There will be a discussion. However, there was no form of acceptance or going along, and it is the moderator
I
at
understand
that
that.
point that should say that, hey, Mr. Donald Trump, you cannot be constantly going over and interjecting and doing things that you have agreed not to do and demanding to respond.
In all fairness to
When
the
he's told
president,
not to
in all fairness to the president, Mr. Trump was being Mr. Trump. This
That's
is how.
not in all fairness, because you being Donald Trump does not say that you should break the rules, or does not give you a right to go against the rules and regulations.
I'm not saying that.
You're saying that that's just Donald Trump being
That's
Donald
him.
Trump.
That's Donald Trump being
But
Donald Trump.
That is not. What kind of behavior is that for a president?
But his supporters would tell you that because of his forcefulness.
But this is not
And-
just about his supporters. This
No,
is
but
about
I'm-
America, and
let-
this is not
let's
even
make-
about
alright,
only
so-
America. This is about the world. 'Cause
So
the majority,
his supporters will say because of him being forceful, America is winning again. America is being great again.
what is America winning? Being the country that has the most numbers of death from the coronavirus, being the country that is leading as it relates to not following the proper protocols, being the country that their leader is showing defiance against what is being said and recommended by the scientists, the very CDC, the very persons that are putting out what is the best practices.
No,
the person
but
that is
also-
now
but also-
taking away funding from the World Health Organization that is there trying to put out best practices and also trying as best as possible to come up with vaccines and proper treatment and what exactly
yes.
is the issues
all of what
coming out of.
all of what you're saying are correct, but also this is also the same country that has done more tests than any other country in the world for the coronavirus.
So let me get this straight. So the persons who would have gone and tested and then died, it take away them being dead because
No.
they would have done the test.
No. But according to
Isn't
the
it a
president,
fact
more
that
tests.
more persons would have been saved if from the get-go the president would have announced and told the American people the truth as it relates to the seriousness, instead of coming and saying he's trying to avoid the public from panicking, instead of coming and saying he doesn't see a need to wear a mask, instead of coming out and trying to say that this thing will vanish in thin air because of the sun and telling people to drink bleach. I mean, how is it that, you cannot go around the effect that this president has had on the amount of lives that have been lost.
And of course, that is tragic and goes without saying that, it has been a rough time and he has made some mistakes. But how long are we going to dwell on those mistakes?
People are still dying.
And people will continue
One
to die.
life is too much. This is something that I heard him say in the debate, but I'm wondering how much that he actually believed what he was saying. He actually said it himself. One life lost is too much.
Are we really flogging a dead horse by continually
He's still sitting in the office, so I'm not sure if he's a dead
continually
horse.
harping on about coronavirus and the amount of persons that have died
No,
from
first and
coronavirus?
foremost, Mr. Donald Trump would have said that in his critique of the Barack Obama administration in last night debate again. Let me just be specific about that. that they would have got an easy run in terms of just turning on the switch, and a number of jobs would have been created, which obviously could not have been more further from the truth, because the worst recession would have been what would have went into by the Barack Obama administration. And it was when Donald Trump would have taken over office that a number of these jobs now would have become easy, meaning that the unemployment rate was already going down. A lot of persons now were getting jobs. The economy was booming and only projected to be even more successful. Now, Donald Trump would have taken credit for that. Yet at the same time, he is literally trying to say that the Obama administration did nothing.
He said that the rate, their recovery rate was the slowest.
Yes, he also said that the recovery rate, he did say that the recovery rate was the slowest coming out of a recession. But the recession that Donald Trump is faced with this coronavirus is totally different than the recession that the Barack Obama-led administration was faced with. And even so, based on Mr. Donald Trump's own flip-flopping, it would have caused the American economy to actually recede again because of the hurricane reopening.
But this is the same Donald Trump who, was able, along with the Senate and the House, came up with a recovery plan. Persons got $1,200 stimulus. Came up with a stimulus.
$1,200. You're living in America.
Yeah, but
$1,200
every dollar counts. $1 is better than no dollar. So let's not.
Better than none.
Yes. So
However,
this is the same Donald Trump.
$1,200 in America cannot pay 1 month rent.
Depending on where living in New York, but also remember there were also provisions made for $600 extra. No, but $600 extra for persons who lost their job because of the coronavirus.
$600 extra for how long?
It went on for
because
good.
It went on for
good.
And actually said, listen, I'm only going to be given $400. It is the same president that is forcing people to go out to work.
Yeah, because he wants to try and resuscitate the economy
by causing more loss of life.
No, but we know
Donald Trump, based on last night's debate again, that is voting. He has been voting for the reopening of schools. Yet again, it is brought out that not even as much as masks the Trump-led administration is not willing to provide. So what are the safety features that are actually being put out there to encourage and ensure
schools are being cleaned? Schools are being cleaned. They're being fogged.
Not enough is being
sanitizers are being provided in the schools for these kids.
Not enough is being done by the Trump-led administration.
And there's research.
Can you say how many teachers have died since the reopening of schools?
No, I can't.
But do you know that there are teachers that have passed?
Since the reopening of school?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
A number of teachers have died.
I can't say that with any certainty.
A number of teachers have died since the reopening of school.
Well, thank you for... Well, this, as it is an ongoing thing, yes? It's something that is evolving. We now have the use of masks. We have now studied. This administration is putting into place things that would help to better alleviate the pressures of the virus. You can wear a mask, social distance. The CDC, well, it is.
You wear a mask.
You should wear a mask. It is the directive of the CDC.
Why is it not the directive of the President of America?
That is a very good question.
That me who have a circumstance that would make me more likely or more susceptible to the disease is also confident that not only that I will be wearing masks to protect other persons, but you also will protect yourself, though you don't necessarily have an underlying issue.
But at his campaign rallies, the announcements are being made to people for persons to social distance and wear masks.
How long has this been happening? Because I've seen a number of rallies. There have even been indoor rallies that have been spoken against, advised against by the very same CDC officials working under Donald Trump.
Well,
He has actually literally been in malice with the very same coronavirus task force that he had put in place.
once again, this is Bridging the Gap. I am JR alongside SKUM. Thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and tell us what you think. You know, do you agree with SKUM? And if you watched the other episode before with Clinton, do you agree with Clinton? Let us hear what you have to say.